You're doing everything right. You go to bed at a reasonable time. You sleep for 8 hours, maybe even 9. You wake up to your alarm and you feel terrible, like you haven't slept at all. Like you could go right back to sleep for another 8 hours. You drag yourself out of bed. Coffee helps for an hour, maybe 2. Then the fatigue comes back. Brain fog, no energy. You're just surviving until you can go back to sleep and do it all over again. And the worst part? Your doctor says your sleep is fine. They tell you to practice better sleep hygiene. Go to bed earlier, avoid screens, get blackout curtains. But you've tried all that, and you're still exhausted. Here's what nobody's telling you. The issue isn't how long you're sleeping, it's what's happening while you sleep. Most people, and most doctors, treat sleep like it's binary. Either you're getting enough hours or you're not. 8 hours seems to mean good. 6 hours seems to mean bad. But sleep isn't just about duration, it's about quality. It's about what your body is doing during those 8 hours. And if you're waking up exhausted despite sleeping enough, your body is trying to tell you something is broken. You're not getting restorative sleep. You're lying in bed for 8 hours, but your body isn't actually recovering. Your brain isn't clearing out waste. Your hormones aren't regenerating. Your nervous system isn't recharging. You're spending a third of your life in bed and getting almost nothing out of it. And until you understand why, you're going to keep waking up feeling like you got hit by a truck. So what's going on while you sleep? Your body cycles through different stages of sleep: light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep. Each stage has a specific job. Deep sleep is when your body does physical repair, muscle recovery and immune function, hormone production. This is where growth hormone gets released, where your body clears out metabolic waste. REM sleep is when your brain consolidates memories, processes emotions, and clears out neural debris. This is where cognitive recovery happens. If you're not getting enough deep sleep or REM sleep, it doesn't matter how many hours you're in bed. You're not actually recovering. And here's the problem. Most people today are getting terrible sleep architecture. They're spending 8 hours in bed, but they're barely hitting deep sleep or REM. They're cycling through light sleep all night and wondering why they wake up feeling like garbage. So what's disrupting your sleep cycles? Blood sugar crashes. If your blood sugar drops in the middle of the night, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline to bring it back up. That kicks you out of deep sleep. You might not fully wake up, but your sleep quality just tanked. Cortisol dysregulation. Cortisol is supposed to be low at night and rise in the morning. But if you're chronically stressed, your cortisol rhythm gets flipped. You go to bed with elevated cortisol, which prevents you from dropping into deep sleep. Or your cortisol crashes too low overnight, which triggers a stress response that wakes you up at 3 a.m. Sleep apnea. If you're stopping breathing repeatedly throughout the night, your brain is constantly jolting you out of deep sleep to restart your breathing. You might not consciously wake up, but your sleep quality is destroyed. And most people with sleep apnea don't even know they have it. Poor circadian rhythm. Your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm, controls when you produce melatonin, when your body temperature drops, when cortisol rises. If your circadian rhythm is out of sync, your sleep cycles get scrambled. You might fall asleep fine, but you never drop into deep restorative sleep. Chronic inflammation. If your body is dealing with systemic inflammation, it's spending energy fighting that instead of recovering. Sleep becomes maintenance mode instead of repair mode. These aren't things your doctor checks when you say you're tired. They just tell you to sleep more. But sleeping more doesn't fix broken sleep architecture. Here's what most sleep advice focuses on. Sleep hygiene. Go to bed at the same time. Keep your room cool and dark. Avoid screens before bed. Don't drink caffeine after 2 p.m. Get a comfortable mattress. All good advice in the grand scheme of things. And if your only problem is poor sleep habits, this might help. But if you're already doing all of that and you're still waking up exhausted, sleep hygiene isn't your problem. Your problem is physiological. Your blood sugar regulation is broken. Your cortisol rhythm is flipped. Your circadian clock is out of sync. You might have undiagnosed sleep apnea. Your body is chronically inflamed, and no amount of blackout curtains or meditation apps is going to fix that. The mainstream advice treats sleep like a behavior problem, but for most people waking up exhausted despite adequate sleep duration, it's a metabolic and hormonal problem. And that's the part nobody's talking about. So how do you know if your sleep quality is the problem? Here are the signals your body is trying to send you. You wake up between 2 to 4 a.m. regularly. This is classic cortisol or blood sugar dysregulation. Your body's stress response is kicking in overnight because something's off metabolically. You wake up with a racing heart or feeling anxious. That's adrenaline. Your body shouldn't be dumping adrenaline in the middle of the night unless something's triggering a stress response. You feel wired but tired at night. You're exhausted but you can't fall asleep. Or you fall asleep fine but wake up 90 minutes later wide awake. That's cortisol staying elevated when it should be dropping. You snore or your partner says you stop breathing at night. Sleep apnea. Get this checked. It's destroying your sleep quality and increasing your risk of cardiovascular disease. You need caffeine just to function in the morning. If you can't get through the morning without multiple cups of coffee, your sleep isn't doing its job. You're relying on stimulants to mask the fact that your body isn't recovering. I think most of us can relate, still doesn't mean it's normal. You wake up with brain fog that doesn't clear until noon. Your brain isn't getting enough REM sleep to clear out metabolic waste. Cognitive recovery isn't happening. You feel more tired after a nap. This is sleep inertia, and it usually means your sleep cycles are fragmented. Your body doesn't know when to be awake or asleep anymore. These aren't just inconveniences. These are your body screaming at you that something deeper is broken. All right, so how do you actually fix this? First, stabilize your blood sugar. If you're waking up in the middle of the night, your blood sugar is probably crashing. Stop eating high-carb, high-sugar meals late at night. Your last meal should include protein and fat to keep blood sugar stable overnight. Some people benefit from a small protein-based snack before bed, a handful of nuts, some Greek yogurt, a hard-boiled egg. Test it and see if you sleep through the night better. Second, fix your cortisol rhythm. Get sunlight in your eyes within 30 minutes of waking up. This resets your circadian clock and tells your body it's daytime. Morning light exposure is one of the most powerful tools for regulating cortisol. Avoid bright light, especially blue light, after sunset. Your body needs darkness to produce melatonin. If you're staring at screens until midnight, your melatonin production is suppressed and your cortisol stays elevated. Manage your stress during the day. If you're in fight or flight mode all day, your cortisol rhythm gets flipped. Your body doesn't magically relax at night just because you got into bed. Find something that actually brings your nervous system down. Walking, breathwork, meditation, whatever works. Third, get tested for sleep apnea. If you snore, wake up gasping, or your partner says you stop breathing at night, get a sleep study. Sleep apnea destroys sleep quality and increases your risk of heart disease, stroke, and metabolic dysfunction. It's not something to ignore. Even if you don't have classic sleep apnea, you might have upper airway resistance syndrome, which causes similar sleep disruption. Both are fixable. Fourth, check your vitamin D and magnesium. Vitamin D deficiency and magnesium deficiency both disrupt sleep quality. Vitamin D affects circadian rhythm regulation. Magnesium is involved in relaxation and deep sleep. Most people are deficient in both. Get your vitamin D level checked. Supplement if you're low. Add magnesium glycinate before bed and see if it helps. Fifth, reduce chronic inflammation. If your body is inflamed, it can't recover properly during sleep. Cut out inflammatory foods, processed junk, seed oils, excess sugar. Prioritize anti-inflammatory foods, fatty fish, leafy greens, berries. If you have gut issues, address them. Chronic gut inflammation keeps your whole body in a low-grade inflammatory state, which wrecks sleep quality. Sixth, track your sleep if you can. Wearables like Whoop or even Apple Watch can give you insights into your sleep stages. Are you getting enough deep sleep? Enough REM? Is your heart rate elevated overnight? You don't need perfect data, but having some objective measure helps you see if the changes you're making are actually working. Here's what most people don't want to hear. If you've been waking up exhausted for months or years, your body has been trying to tell you something is wrong, and you've been ignoring it. You've been blaming your mattress, your pillow, your stress, your job, your kids. But the real issue is deeper. Your blood sugar regulation is broken, your cortisol rhythm is flipped, your circadian clock is out of sync. You might have undiagnosed sleep apnea or chronic inflammation. And sleep hygiene advice, while helpful, isn't going to fix any of that. You can buy the perfect mattress, the blackout curtains, the white noise machine, the weighted blanket. But if your physiology is broken, you're still going to wake up exhausted. The good news? All of this is fixable. But you have to address the root cause, not just the symptoms. You shouldn't wake up exhausted after 8 hours of sleep. If you do, it's not because you're lazy or unmotivated or just not a morning person. It's because your sleep quality is terrible. Your body isn't recovering. Your brain isn't clearing out waste. Your hormones aren't regenerating. And until you address why, blood sugar crashes, cortisol dysregulation, sleep apnea, poor circadian rhythm, chronic inflammation, you're going to keep dragging yourself through every single day, wondering why you can't just feel normal. Your doctor will tell you to practice better sleep hygiene, and that's fine. But it's not the whole picture. Your body's been warning you. Waking up at 3 a.m., brain fog, needing caffeine just to function, feeling wired but tired, those aren't just annoyances, they're signals. And now you know what they mean.